Welcome to AI Unraveled. This is the podcast from senior engineer Etienne Niman. Definitely make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, especially Apple Podcasts, helps people find the show. And you're joining us for the deep dive. This is where we take sources, notes, research, all that stuff, and really try to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge for you. Think of it like a shortcut, cutting through the noise so you can stay informed about AI. So today's focus is the really fascinating world of AI-powered search. It's changing so fast. And the source we're digging into is this comparative review. It's titled Copilot Search versus Google AI. Pretty insightful stuff.
And our mission here really is to help you unpack let's say, the nuanced differences, but also the similarities between Copilot Search that's in Bing and Google's AI mode. We want to get beyond just what they do and really help you understand the why. Their unique approaches, the design choices that make them distinct.
Okay, so let's dive right in, because the source makes one thing clear right off the bat. Both Copilot Search and Google AI, they're really excellent products, like top-tier AI search. They really show what generative AI can do for finding information.
Right. But what's fascinating and what the source really digs into is that even though they're both great, Copilot takes a noticeably different path for certain types of queries, specific segments. And it's not just about how it looks, It seems to point to maybe a different philosophy underneath how they prioritize information. So it's a really interesting comparison.
Yeah, that divergence, that difference in strategy, it becomes pretty obvious when you look at specific examples. The source gives a great one where they actually line up really well. If you have something general, like best time to visit Victoria, both of them give you these really compelling generative responses. Not just links, but a proper written out answer.
Exactly. And that's the power of these large language models, the LLMs, right? They're doing complex text generation, summarizing information. It's not like old search just pulling links. These models understand the meaning, the intent behind your question, and create a whole new answer. Save you clicking through tons of sites. That's a shared strength, that ability to give you a quick, summarized understanding in natural language.
And understanding how these systems actually do that, how they synthesize information, generate text. That's so crucial now if you're looking to move ahead in an AI career. It's really foundational stuff. So if you are aiming for certifications, things like the Azure AI Engineer Associate, or maybe the Google Cloud Generative AI Leader Cert, AWS Certified AI Practitioner, Azure AI Fundamentals, even the Google Machine Learning Certification, well, Etienne's AI certification prep ebooks and audiobooks are honestly indispensable, really thorough. You can find them all over at djmktech.com. We'll put the links in the show notes, make it easy for you. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, where the paths diverge more clearly. The source points to what happens with follow-up questions, specifically things like asking for pictures of the popular Butchart gardens, or just, what's the weather forecast?
Right, exactly. And for those kinds of queries, the ones that are maybe more specific, maybe more data-driven, Copilot often switches to what the source calls richer answer cards. So think maybe direct visuals or just the key data points. But, and this is the interesting part, often without those generative descriptions, without the paragraph explaining it all.
So less text, more direct data or images.
Yeah, it suggests maybe a design choice leaning towards immediate utility for concrete facts. Like maybe Copilot is pulling from structured data or pre-made visual elements for those queries. It could be a way to ensure accuracy, maybe reduce the chance of the AI hallucinating an answer when you just need a simple fact. Google, on the other hand, often seems to stick with the generative approach, giving you more textual context.
That makes sense.
It's kind of like using a map app. Sometimes you just want the route, the ETA, boom, quick answer. Other times, maybe you do want the full background, the Wikipedia entry on where you're going. It really depends on what you need in that split second, right?
That's a perfect analogy. And understanding the thinking behind how these systems choose to present information, that's a really vital skill if you're looking to actually build AI applications yourself, not just use them. So if you're getting into AI development, seriously check out Etienne Niman's AI Unraveled Builder's Toolkit. It's packed with stuff. AI tutorial PDFs, guides for machine learning and AI certifications, even audio and video tutorials. Really helps you get started building with AI. Again, links for that are in the show notes. Okay, so they've got these somewhat distinct approaches right now. Where does the source see AI search heading in the future? I mentioned something about convergence.
Yeah, the convergence of traditional and generative search. And if you zoom out, look at the bigger picture. That convergence is going to be absolutely fascinating to watch unfold over the next few years. It really suggests a future where you get the best of both worlds, right? The precision of traditional search finding specific facts, combined with the deep understanding and synthesizing power of generative AI. Imagine that blend. It could totally reshape how we find and interact with information, making search way more intuitive, more powerful, especially for really complex questions.
And speaking of shaping the future of AI, this actually feels like a good moment to mention a special opportunity for those of you out there who are really leading the way in AI innovation.
Mm-hmm. We really do believe that sharing knowledge and thought leadership is critical in a field that's moving this fast.
Absolutely. So, calling all AI innovators and tech leaders. If you're looking to boost your authority, reach a really engaged audience, think AI pros, researchers, decision makers, you should consider becoming a sponsored guest right here on AI Unraveled. You get a dedicated segment to share your cutting-edge work, your latest projects, your vision for where AI is going. You can learn more about this thought leadership partnership, see the benefits for your brand, and apply over at djamgaytech.com/mani-unraveled. Details and, yes, the link are in the show notes. Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. What does this all mean for you navigating AI search today and maybe thinking about tomorrow? We've seen both Copilot Search and Google AI are really strong contenders, great at those generative answers for broad questions. But that key difference seems to be in how they handle more specific requests. Copilot leaning towards those richer, often visual, non-generative cards for quick utility.
While Google AI often keeps providing that more comprehensive textual summary, that generative description.
Sure.
Right. And as this convergence happens, as AI search keeps evolving, it really brings up an important question for you to think about. What kinds of features are ultimately going to be most critical for your daily information needs? Is it the quick visual answer card, or is it the detailed generative description? And, why? Definitely something to ponder as these technologies keep getting smarter and more integrated into our lives.
That's a great final thought. Really gets you thinking about your own usage patterns. And hey, remember, if you want to deepen your own AI expertise, maybe boost your career, definitely explore Etienne's AI certification prep ebooks and audiobooks. And don't forget the AI Unraveled Builder's Toolkit if you're looking to build things yourself. Everything is at djamgaytech.com. Check the show notes for all those links. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive within AI Unraveled. Keep exploring this amazing world of AI, and we'll catch you next time.